So this is the vineyard. Any guesses what type of grape it is? A big clue is it's on wires, so it's trellised. Another clue is there's little, it's actually more difficult to see, but just little pink tips to the fresh leaves as they come out. So just coming out little, and then if we look at the leaves, they are literally between the Carignan. Oh, I think I'm going to give this away, but SYRAH, James, well done, yeah. It's between the Carignan and the Grenache, and that means that in terms of indentation, it's slightly indented. It's more indented than the Grenache, but not quite as indented as the Carignan. On the surface, it's definitely not as waxy as the Grenache. Ooh, just ripped that one. And it's not as embossed as the Carignan. So lovely, and the colour as well. You can tell from the colour. It sounds a bit silly. It's a lovely green colour today, but Jean Marc will tell you more about that. He tried to explain it to me this morning, but didn't quite get it. So walk down here. Yeah, it's SYRAH. So let's walk down. Bit of a ramble through the vines on the trellising system. I'm in my husband's vineyard today, so I haven't really explained that, but we have a his and a her vineyards, and we have his and her wineries too. So I have my old parcels of old vines up to 110 years old, which are mainly gobelet or bush vines, and Jean Marc has about the same number of hectares. He has about 14 hectares altogether, Jean Marc, and they are younger vines. He's organic too, and he makes different wine. He makes Fitu, a little bit of Corbière, and it's called Domaine des Rouboules or Domaine Jean Marc Astric. So we're just going to try and catch up with Jean Marc down here. Such a lovely day. What's it like in England, or wherever you are? What's it like in the UK? Is it nice? And what's it like in Toulouse? Oh look, you can see where Jean Marc's been ploughing. Look at this. And it smells, somebody mentioned the smell yesterday. It does smell absolutely lovely. Look at this soil here. Still, it's already quite dry. Lovely. Right, where's the man himself? Jean Marc. So perhaps. Ooh. So you can tell it's a bigger tractor than yesterday. Don't want to get in his way. I think he's going to come up here and stop, I hope. Sunny, looks like it's sunny everywhere today. Has anybody got rain? Big tractor here. Woo. Wow, emergency stop. Here we go. So, good morning, Jean Marc.
Good morning.
Well, great. Well, I saw you a bit earlier on actually, but great to see you in the vineyard. So we've got lots of people following, lots of questions, and I was explaining this is your SYRAH vineyard. Yeah. Perhaps you can explain. Did you plant the vineyard?
Yes. This is one of the first vineyard that I plant when I start working.
Was that a very long time ago?
Very long.
Oh.
Yes, near about 35 years ago.
35 years ago.
Yeah.
Gosh, yeah, so this is 35 years old. Okay. And what were your, when you planted, how did you decide which grape variety to use, how to plant it? You have a hello from Wales. Yeah. So how did you decide? Why? I've told people this is SYRAH. So why did you plant SYRAH? Why didn't you plant Carignan? Or...
Je vais le dire en français peut-être.
Oui, vas-y, je fais la traduction, il n'y a pas de problème.
Quand j'ai planté cette vigne, jusque-là, le fitou était fait avec du Carignan et du Grenache.
Mm-hmm.
Et c'était parmi les premières plantations de SYRAH, enfin le début des plantations de SYRAH.
Okay, so when Jean Marc planted this, firstly, it was at the time when SYRAH was just coming into the Fitu appellation. Before that, it was not allowed. SYRAH wasn't allowed, it was just Carignan Grenache. So Jean Marc had to plant SYRAH to be in with the appellation rules, to be able to make Fitu. That's the Fitu appellation, that's where we are.
Et au moment où je l'ai planté, l'objectif à cette époque-là, quand on était en cave coopérative, et moi le premier, c'était de produire le maximum avec des coûts minimum.
Okay, so at the time he was in the cooperative. Jean Marc used to be the president of the local cooperative. He was in the cooperative.
Pas quand j'ai planté.
Okay, not when he wasn't the president when he planted the vine. He was a member of the cooperative, and basically the goals of the vineyard were different. When you're in the cooperative, basically he was looking for high yields and low costs. So when he planted this vine, that's okay. And how did you?
À cette époque-là, la densité de plantation, mettons, c'était 2 mètres sur 1,50.
Yeah.
Ça fait 3300 pieds.
So you've got 3,300 plants per hectare.
Et maintenant, quand on plante, on est entre 4 et 5 000.
And now when we plant to get a lower yield between 4 and 5,000 plants. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So you plant more vines to get a lower yield per vine.
Pour avoir un meilleur équilibre au niveau de la...
So it's better balance. I just have a couple of questions here. One question from Linda. She says, how do you decide which way you plant?
Par rapport au vent et à la forme de la parcelle.
So that depends on the shape of the actual plot that you have and also the wind direction. So this you would plant against the wind or in the direction of the wind.
En principe, on essaie.
So this means this has the north wind behind us. Okay, so this has a north wind behind us and we're facing...
Mais certaines fois, on n'a pas le choix de planter en travers. Il y a la forme de la parcelle qui, des fois, impose le sens de plantation.
Okay, so you want the longest
Et quand on a le choix,
rows possible. So basically you want the longest rows possible given the shape of the parcel, and you also, if you can, you want that north wind behind you. Got some other questions here. Just have a look, sorry. Do you hand pick or is this machine harvested? That's from Nikki?
Yeah, it's machine.
Machine, so that's nice and quick, is it? How long would it take you to...
Yeah. The SYRAH, all the SYRAH is about 0.8 hectare, and it's approximately 1 hour and a half to pick.
An hour on a machine, and if you hand picked it, how long would that take?
It depends on the number of the
Depends how good they are.
But it depends on the number. For example, if you have, 10 person, you have minimum half day or more.
Okay, half a day compared to an hour and a half on the machine. Wow.
With 10 person.
With 10 people picking. A question here from James. Is the SYRAH all on the wire trellis system and the Grenache and Carignan on the bush vines? So is it every time?
All the SYRAH, yes.
Okay.
C'est un port retombant.
Yeah.
Et on ne peut pas ne pas les palisser.
Yeah, so we have to put the SYRAH on wires. So the SYRAH is always on wires here.
Le Carignan qui est en dessous, c'est sur les fils aussi. Mais les ports sont plus érigés et on pourrait décider de ne pas les palisser.
But on the Carignan and the Grenache, we can decide...
Parce que les ports sont plus érigés.
Because the branches grow upwards, we have the choice of either leaving them as what we know as gobelets or bush vines, or you can train them as well. So Jean Marc, in his vines, because they're younger, he planted them on trellises so that he can machine plough. Because for the organic you need to get in and plough, and also for machine harvesting.
On peut travailler en bio et ensuite on peut travailler avec des outils sous les plants.
And it just means that we can really work. It's easier to work the vineyards and to get this grass between, especially between the vines. I have another question for you. Lots of questions for you this morning, Jean Marc. I don't know if it's time to think about food, but Yap would like to know, what's your favourite food with your fitu?
Favorite food? J'aime les sauces, les plats de viande, de meat.
Yeah.
Le sanglier, c'est de la région.
Wild boar, yeah, I know, especially your mum's wild boar.
Mais en général, en Angleterre, mettons les pailles, tout ce qui est viande.
So definitely, Jean Marc's a big meat eater. So definitely meat,
grillades, ça fonctionne très bien
barbecues, but also lentils as well. We did have it with lentils the other day, and it was very good too. So this is the slate hill, the slate we saw at the top of the hill just a little earlier on. So it's main. Oh, and here we have. Is that schist?
Ce sont des plaques de schiste. Ce ne sont pas les mêmes que ceux qu'on voit au-dessus. Mais il y a en fait, le schiste.
So that is a type of schist, and we're just going to get some more. So
plus classique. Hein.
The more classic. So we get little bits of this schist or slate, really,
Là, quand tu
in
regardes
the
là,
vineyards.
tu as les schistes qui sont, c'est cassé en petits morceaux. Donc, ce sont
And
des,
yeah,
des colluvions de schiste.
there was a question on that as well. How does schist
Ce qui est intéressant,
affect the quality of the wine? So we find that it just gives a lovely freshness. All of our vines that are planted on schist, that it brings a lovely freshness to the wines. Thanks very much, Slow Boris, for that question. Oh, sorry. And a question from Jilly here. What weather do you need at the moment?
we have enough rain for this year.
Well, no more rain for the moment.
For the moment. After in July we can have more.
Yeah.
But no, now I need plough and work the vineyard.
So no more rain, but lots of sunshine, or is too much sunshine?
No, now it's nice. Là, il fait chaud, il y a de l'eau, ça pousse vite.
Yeah. It's grass is a problem, which leads on to this question. Jean Marc, are your vineyards going organic too?
Yeah.
Of course. That's a question from Food and Wine Escape. Thanks for that. Oui, elle demande si tu vas devenir un bio aussi.
Je suis bio.
Yeah, he is already organic, and Jean Marc is ahead of me on this one because Jean Marc is actually certified organic in his vineyards. So Jean Marc can actually declare his wines as organic on the label, whereas mine are in conversion. So I've got another year to go. So Jean Marc is ahead of me on this game at the moment. Thanks for that question. And let's take another one, and then I think we need to let you carry on working. Here we go. Another question from Food and Wine. Is there any chance of you damaging the roots of the vines with the plough? Est-ce que tu as compris?
Ouais. Non, parce que on laboure.
So take a look at that.
Maximum 20 centimeters.
So you can see this goes in a maximum of 20 centimeters.
But les racines en fait qui sont superficielles.
Is that a vine root?
Yes.
Oh.
Vine root.
Okay, apparently this is a superficial vine root, so no damage to the plant.
Et ça permet à la vigne d'avoir les racines.
And it means that the plant is now going to concentrate on the roots that go deeper down. So there's no big damage to the vines. That's actually a little vine root, but he's only ploughing very lightly, so it only goes down 20 centimeters, so it's a light plough. It's not going to affect the vines at all. And the quality, more importantly, the quality of the wine that comes from them. And that's us signing off from this morning. It's been lovely having you all here. It's been absolutely excellent. Au revoir.
Au revoir et à demain.